You are listening to one of the most prolific podcasts. I'm Caleb.
It's your boy DT.
And I'm Ken.
We are the Mind Report.
Here to push your mind and change your thoughts.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? I'm in full gratitude, grateful to be here on another podcast episode. It's your host, Ken.
I'm DT.
And I'm Caleb.
Yo, Caleb, I got a question.
What's going on?
What is the thought of the day?
I think the thought of the day should be the effects of social media. I believe that social media is taking us out of the present moment and causing us to only exist and react on what's going on in the virtual world. Like, for example, I know some people will wake up in the morning and the first thing they check is the news, CNN, right? Constant negative news. So that right there is one of the ways that takes us into a virtual world when it comes to social media.
And to me, I think social media pretty much is arguably like one of the most exciting developments by far. It pretty much connects us with everybody that we need to connect with, whether it be your family across the world or friends you haven't talked to since high school or college. It offers some type of useful tool to look back on positive memories. I know on Facebook, you always reflect back on your memories and go back down memory lane, as they say. And it even helps you find some type of support, because a lot of people go to the social media for some type of support. So basically look for support from strangers as well as your family and your friends. And while there are many benefits to social media, there are many negative effects of social media that we need to be aware of. One thing that I do know is that social media does not do anything to people. It only reveals them. So what are some negative effects from social media that you all get?
I would say the one negative effect that comes with social media is like the highlight reel. People post on social media what they want you to see. They want to put up their wins or make themselves look great. But I think one negative effect that comes with that is now we start comparing ourselves with other people's highlight reels. We start to, hey, they're in LA right now. Why can't I go in LA? Or they could become self-conscious with their body because why doesn't my body look like this? Or why am I not eating like this? Or doing anything else in that nature. But I think, to answer your question, I think the highlight reels is definitely one of the negative effects of social media, because we just start judging ourselves. We start comparing ourselves with other people.
I can agree with that. I feel like people make social media a negative thing. Like Caleb said, the whole comparing yourself to other people, I feel like the negative part of social media is people get on there to be cool. Like, people get on there to try to make it seem they got when they really don't. You know what I'm saying? When you have people that do that, they live this unrealistic life. You really have people that be feeling like they ain't doing enough. You know what I'm saying? And so if you really insecure about something like that, and you open up your phone, first thing you see is the people younger than you doing like 10 times better than you. So he say it kind of like really discourages people.
I mean, yeah, it discourages you in a way that you lose your self-identity.
Right.
Well, I know for me, and I see a lot of people, it becomes incredibly addictive.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people being constantly hooked to their phones and seeking some type of distraction. We were just talking about when you looking to be focused on something, you don't need no type of distraction. And I feel like social media have a lot of distractions throughout the day, because now you can't stay focused on whatever it is that you have to stay focused on. And then once you see all the notification and likes and positive comments popping up on the screen, you will subconsciously register it as a reward. So it's like you going to social media just to seek some type of comfort in positive feedback, and then the comments and the likes of somebody else, versus you checking in with yourself first. Right. Social media is full of mood-modifying experiences, and most people live for likes and comments, and they seek some type of approval from strangers.
Mm-hmm.
Simply put, to me, that's one of the negative effects that I got, but we do got a lot of negative effects from this. Yeah. And I know it's not just us. Yeah. It's everybody that's listening to this right now.
Right.
I think another negative effect is I know we talked about this one too, is FOMO, the fear of missing out, the anxiety that you are missing a potential connection, opportunity, or just getting information from somebody, the fear of being left out. I believe that, social media can become addictive. Like, if you go 2 hours without social media, you start to cringe. Well, what's the trending topic, or what's happening around the world right now? It creates this anxiety, and it creates, stress too. I think with the whole liking situation, the comment, share, I think that has to do with like social currency. Like it's just like how currency is like a dollar is when it contributes value to something.
I don't think people realize how connected they be to social media. I didn't realize how connected I was to it. Instagram and Facebook had that little shortage or the little outage or whatever.
Yeah.
Man,
Every 2 hours.
I'm on there like constantly refreshing, trying to make sure my Wi-Fi and shit connected right. Seeing what I'm gonna miss out on. So I think a lot of people really don't even know how addictive they are to social media.
Yeah.
And really it has become like a way of life. You know what I'm saying? And it's really sad.
I like to touch fear of missing out, FOMO.
Yeah.
Like what you said with this situation, everybody was fearing what they were missing out, what's going on in the world. So it's kind of like social media is somewhat our news. Yeah. The younger generation, they don't never look at the news. Right. They look at, if they do find out something about what's going on throughout the world, it's got to be through social media. Right. And I know one thing about the fear of missing out, you starting to see everybody else, whether it be your friends or your families or people you don't even know having the time in their life, then it started to become more depressing to you.
Right.
Because you like, oh man, they out there living their life, but then why don't have the same type of life that they have, or exhibiting the same type of lifestyle they have. And it makes you think that you are missing out on so many things while others are enjoying their lives. Then you start to fall to this sort of compare and despair type of attitude.
Right.
I'm comparing myself, but then now it's making me feel this type of way.
Yeah, it creates jealousy too. Especially if you know that person too. Like, like, I knew you. I know. We grew up together. Like, how are you doing this and I'm not doing this? It makes you feel like you're missing out on something that they're doing that you're not currently doing.
Right. I think to me, it make you feel more sadness than happiness.
Right. It does.
So
If you jealous or you envious about something, ain't no happiness coming from it.
at all.
I kind of think dries up. You strolling up your news feed and down now you strolling. You might be liking it. At the end of the day, you kind of envious of what everybody else have because you don't have it.
Right.
And then y'all might be the same age or y'all might went to the same school. But if you don't have it, then you're like, oh, it's okay. Yeah, I want that. I want to touch back on what Caleb said about the self-image of you comparing yourself to others, whether they might be doing stuff that you ain't doing, or had a body that you don't have. Right. So I feel like that creates self-image issues. It influences the idea that people have about what they should look like or what their life should look like. Social media, it pretty much provides tools to allow people to earn the approval of others off the appearance and the possibility to compare themselves to others. Right. So I feel like it knocks your self-image off, or how you think about yourself, or how you perceive yourself over time.
Yeah. I feel like that too.
Yeah, and people allow what they see to take over their life. Like they allow the outside world to control them. Like if you don't look skinny like this girl, then you know what I'm saying, fat girls ain't in style. Or if your hair not like this, then you lame. And it's just, it really creates a community where everybody just following everybody.
Right.
Right, and then the most vulnerable ones are the ones who on it like 5 to 7 hours a day. And it's kind of like a job, yeah. My job is to keep up with what's going on with everybody else. That should not be your mission on a day-to-day basis with social media. These are some negatives that everybody needs to pay attention to, because over time, all of it pretty much drop back to self-comparison. It real deal does kill your confidence overall. And you need confidence to get to any stage in life that you need to get to. Right. But if you sit up here looking at somebody else, how is that going to boost your confidence? Right. Now, to me personally, I think that people shouldn't look at it as far as like a comparison situation. You should look at it like, how can I gain something from this person posting this about their lifestyle? Right. It should be more of a motivation thing than more of a envious type thing.
Right. Yeah. There's been times where I've gone on people's pages just because it's motivational for me. I can take things, I can take notes, I can take like anything that particular person did to better my life. But there's times that people go on Facebook, Instagram, you check out a particular person, not hate, not jealousy, but you just trying to see what you can use from them that help them in their situation so that you can reflect it and use it back into your situation as well.
Right. And I don't know where I got this quote from. Our attention spans have been reduced to immediate gratification provided by social media. Everybody's looking for immediate gratification. Like they want it right now. There is no waiting. They must have their results right now versus waiting on it. It's like fitness goals. You might see somebody with a better body than you. You be like, man, I want that. Then you start working out for like about 2 or 3 days. And after 30 days, you be like, I don't see the progression.
Right.
But you got to think about it. He worked up until that point. He didn't just wake up like that. Or with a lifestyle. If you see somebody with an extravagant lifestyle, you got to think about the things that they went through to get there. It wasn't instant. And I like the simple fact that we talking about overnight success. Because somebody overnight success could be 10 years of struggle. You never know. But everybody in this generation right now just want instant gratification instead of working for it and staying down and grinding towards it.
Yeah, that's just rushing the process. It's like you can't plant a seed in the ground and expect it to grow in the next 2 days. You're rushing the process. Everything is a process and it laws. Everything has to just work abundantly and accordingly with one another. And if it takes 10 steps to do something, you can't rush to step 7. There's a whole nother other steps that you got to take in order to have those steps fully completed for everything to work in your favor.
Yeah. One thing I realized was that when you compare yourself to somebody else and you try to rush your come up, that shit is like destructive as hell. Because it's like, as long as you know your script, you got to stick to that.
Right.
Like, you got your goal in mind. Like, it's good to use social media. Really inspire a lot of people. That shit really inspire me, especially if it's somebody doing something in my field. Like, we investors, so when I see other young black brothers investing and I see how they making it, like, that shit push me to open the chart up, see what I can do. It's really important that you use it for the right reasons. Stick to your script. If you see yourself here in 5 years, just because somebody else got that shit in 2 years don't mean you try to reduce your shit by 3 years.
Right.
Stick to your script. 5 years, that's your deadline, so stick to it.
And I like how y'all said something about shortcuts. So the quickest way to know success is a shortcut.
Right.
That's the quickest way. There is no shortcut to success. Like, you have to be able to suck it up and take the stairs.
Right.
Like, you should not be looking for no elevator in the time of success.
Right.
Period.
Because when you climbing them stairs, that's what build your character for when you actually get to the top.
Bad times build character.
Yes, sir.
And character will sustain you over time.
Yeah. That just relates back to what we was talking about. Like, the goal isn't just to be achieved. It's the person you become while achieving it.
Yeah, while achieving the goal.
So when you climbing up them stairs, you ain't supposed to be looking for no shortcut anyway.
Nah.
Yeah.
It's called trench work.
Yeah, you got to make it happen.
Yeah. You got to get in them trenches.
Oh, you got to. Everybody's journey is different. Everybody don't start in the same place.
Yeah, I can't judge my day one off your 365.
Right.
With social media, most people only show the end result.
Right.
They ain't showing when they was in the apartment with no bed. They ain't showing. All you see is the mansion. So, like, for me, I know for a fact that behind every success is a backstory.
Always.
So,
Always.
for anybody out there who compare themselves to somebody else and all you see with that person is the end result, like, you really got to think to yourself, like, damn, what they went through.
Show me the director's cut.
Right. That's what I want from you. Don't show me the end result. I want to see how you got there.
Yeah.
Like, what can I really, like, legitimately learn from you?
Right.
Like, I see your end result. That shit inspiring as hell, but tell me what I need to do to get there.
Exactly.
Right. And I kind of feel like social media kind of cloud all our heads with it.
Yeah.
You only getting one point of view of it. You're not getting the other point of view of it.
Right.
'Cause like my mom always told me, it's 3 sides to every story.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So you got to figure out what side is true to you.
Yeah.
If you're looking at one side and not investigating the other side, then how you know which side true?
Right.
Exactly.
And then it's between is a gray area.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I hate gray areas.
We just were talking about the negatives of social media, but there is some type of positive of social media. So what kind of positives do y'all get from it?
The positive I get is when I get on there, I seek motivational posts, inspirational people, dream cars, nice houses. I use that to see what's going on.
Dream building.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I also use it to, like, see what's going on around the world. Because, like, if you don't travel and you don't actually see the world, you'll never know what's really out there. Like, on Instagram, I done seen so many islands with nice little huts in the river. We don't see that on no poster, no billboard. We're actually really in tune, in touch with the rest of the world. Different islands you could go visit, different things.
Because you're seeing different things.
Right. It's also a great way to become an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Like, so starting an online business, you don't have to acquire debt by opening up a storefront. That your products and services actually have the opportunity of reaching, like, multiple people, like thousands and thousands of people. So if you use it for the right reasons, the shit could really serve you with something positive.
I like how you said that new experiences create new business. Because Because if you experience something new, then now it's making you use your imagination about what could possibly better this situation or what could possibly better this experience. So now you're going out there and you tapping into something new, which in return pushes you to create something.
Right.
And I know that success is all about creation.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And I forgot what book I had heard this from. Success is creation, not competition. I think it was Think and Grow Rich, if I'm not mistaken.
I read a lot of books in here.
Yeah. Or it's The Science of Getting Rich.
Yeah.
Nah, it was The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wells. He said riches come from creation and not competition. So instead of you competing with somebody, you need to be creating for others and creating with others in order to achieve a main goal.
Right.
Yeah. I think another positive reflection on a social media is just staying connected with people that are close to you. I know I have some aunties that's in London that doesn't visit the United States as often. So one of the many ways that we stay connected is social media. So social media isn't always a bad thing, but I think it becomes a bad thing when we let social media dictate how we live our life and how we feel about ourselves, because everything is all about feeling. And feeling is very important, because in any situation you want to feel good in. Like when you're about to win a football game, you're going to have a good feeling about it. So everything involves with feeling. You got to have a great feeling when it comes to just anything in life.
Yeah. And I feel like that social media, like you said, social media ain't all bad.
No.
It's not. It's all about how you utilize it.
Right.
Social media isn't all about establishing fake identities or self-image issues like we were just talking about. It can be a tool that can benefit everyone, but you have to be able to use it wisely. I know one thing that it do help with, it always help with the community as far as like social awareness. Yeah. So a lot of people use social media as a voice versus just using it just to be using it endless amount of hours.
Yeah.
Right.
So a lot of people are using social media to create a voice to the voiceless, because a lot of people just don't step up for themselves. They don't say exactly what it is they feeling about something that's going on in the world or a situation that could be going on in the world. And I know with us, we just seen a lot of devastation happen within social media about the events that goes on in the world. Right. But our way of stepping up is to stand up on social media.
Yeah.
So we using it as a voice.
Yeah.
That's how I see it.
We all create groups or all come together and make a change. Look at everything that's going around the world now, like the Amazon forest and stuff. Those are things that they don't talk about. So I feel like we just wasted a lot of time. Social media, it can cause distraction of what's actually going on around the world. Like everybody was in tune with it or involved what was going on with the crate challenge, but what's going on around the world though? What is like affecting us as a human race or just us as an individual? Like we don't think about outside the box. I think a lot of times in social media is putting us in a place of the trending topic, which is the present. But sometimes we have to also think about the future as well. And I feel like social media puts us in a place where we think about the present and we don't think about the future.
Yeah. To piggyback off what Kayla said earlier, when it comes to social media, I want all the listeners to know that validation is for parking, not people.
Ooh.
So, like, never, ever depend on no online, like, really don't even depend on another body to, like, define who you are as a person. Me personally, I don't really believe in, like, looking to nobody else to gain the confidence that I should already require within.
Right.
I'm not looking for no trend. I'm not looking for I'm doing my own thing. And you really not supposed to give a fuck what nobody else think or say.
Exactly.
Anyway.
Right. So it's like, as far as following the trend, do your own thing. And when you doing that shit, be comfortable at doing it. You're not focused on nobody else. If you like it, that's what it is. Mm-hmm. If you like eating a hamburger, you already 300 pounds, eat it. If you like working out, just because you really like working out, do that. But don't let nothing else interfere with the way you want to move as an individual. Any way you move, any direction you choose to walk, whatever you choose to do, however you choose to act. Let that be a genuine thing from you as an individual.
Don't lose your self-identity. Don't lose your self-worth. That I agree firmly with what you're saying, because a lot of people, they lose their identity because when you start comparing yourself with other people, you start to hold yourself at a lower standard. Now you're not at a higher standard that you want to be at. You're not in a situation that you want to be. So I think social media, it can cause hatred towards yourself. You can start to not be in love with yourself. But I think the biggest thing is loving yourself. And I think social media creates a lot of hate towards yourself. I know there's some females that don't like the way they look, not just because of what they're doing, it's because of what social media has implanted of what's perfect or what's a 10 out of 10. But naturally, I believe that every woman's beautiful, and they should love themselves for how they come, how they look like, what color you are, how big you are. You should love yourself naturally. But I think social media creates this block to the point where some people start to hate themselves, because if you're just starting to see things that you want, and you start to see things that you want over a period of time, and you don't provide any action, then you have hate for yourself. Because some people be on social media, that's the first thing they do. They wake up and they check their phone, or they're in the shower, they're on their phone. Hell, some people even be on social media while they're driving. So I just think that social media has really taken effect on our lives, and we just need to watch what we put our energy towards on social media, because it could cause our energy to go in the wrong direction.
I feel like what a lot of people got to realize too is like when it comes to the way you choose to live, it's really no right or wrong way to live. It's no right or wrong way to move. When it comes to social media, people don't feel that way. They worry about getting judged and all that. When it comes to how you moving as an individual, if that shit ain't interfering with nobody else's pockets, nobody else's life, it shouldn't interfere with what the fuck they got going on.
Yeah, I like how you said that too. It's the ego. It definitely is. It builds some type of negative ego. It's just bad, period. That's why I don't try and spend too much time on social media. I get on social media like an hour maybe out throughout my day, but I make sure that I'm not spending 5 or 6 hours like a part-time job on it. And a lot of people create this habit of getting on social media, and it just creates nothing but negative energy.
And I feel like one of the main benefits of social media, which I know a lot of us have seen over the past couple of years, it's a place of discovery.
Oh, yeah.
It's a lot of people coming up off of social media. That's got to be one of the biggest benefits I've ever seen, but it take consistency. Social media make it extremely easy for you to find content that serves your interests. A lot of us have interests, whether it might be business, whether it might be finances, or whether it might just be comedy. A lot of us have interests, and I feel like social media is the gateway for us to actually get discovered off of social media and basically embark upon a new journey.
Right.
And that journey could be paying you. So which make it easy for you to transition from what you currently doing to what you love doing. I feel like it gives us an opportunity, especially if you're a creative individual, to actually showcase your work and market yourself to the marketplace.
Yeah.
Whether it be you marketing yourself or whether it be a product you're selling, it make it more easier versus what was going on back in the 60s or 70s. They didn't have the type of reach that we have right now. So when you selling something or you just projecting yourself to other people, now you have a wider reach. You can reach all the way around the world just with one click.
Right. Yeah, because it's like when you start an online business, sometimes it might be cheaper going that route than versus actually open up a store, a shop. Right.
I think we kind of fall into the space of digital entrepreneurship because it's making people actually think outside the box.
Exactly.
And like I said, with all this stuff that's been going on, a lot of people that went unemployed. So now they have to figure out another way to get some type of income. And I feel like social media is kind of like guiding them into the direction of never returning back to a physical environment. Now you moving your business more into a digital playground versus you going somewhere clocking in a 9 to 5. Now you're doing something that you actually love in a digital space in the comfort of your own home. Right. So I applaud social media because it had a lot of negatives, but then it had like a lot of positives. So it's kind of like the yin and the yang.
Right.
Right.
But like I said, in conclusion, like social media have like positives and then it has negatives. So now you need to figure out which one do you actually want to fall into. Are you going to use it negatively or are you going to use it positively? Now, social media can do both. It can genuinely like connect us with friends, family, and business contexts and help us build a new business or potentially brand ourselves. Or it can just feed our egos. Like we were just talking about egos. And we could just be getting on there just to seek the needs or the approval of others. At the end of the day, how we use it depends on each one of us individually deciding on how we wisely use it. Now, I'm going to end it off with this quote. And I just want to know how y'all feel about it. Now, what is more interesting is the power and the impact of social media. So we must try to use social media in a good way.
That's the only way to use it in a good way.
You have to.
Right. I don't even like looking at things or using something in a bad way. It's only everything got to be beneficial.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If it ain't serving no good purpose, what I'm doing with it?
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm just speaking for me on this, but it's a feeling too. Like I want to feel good about any situation I go into.
Yeah.
And I think that's the same thing Ken is saying in a different way, point of view.
All right. So hopefully we added some type of value to your mind so you can go out there and check your thoughts. I'm DT.
I'm Ken.
And I'm Caleb. And we are the Mind Report.
And we are out.
If you enjoyed this podcast episode, make sure you share it with someone else.
And be on the lookout for new episodes. And make sure you subscribe now.
This is the Mind Report.
And we are out.